What does it take to build a game? Not a big studio game, not something backed by millions, just one person, a laptop, and an idea that won't leave you alone. I've been asking myself that question for most of my life. Finally decided to stop asking and start building. This is UNNIN Games, and this is the story of how it started. I was born in the late 80s, which means I had a front row seat to the golden age of gaming. Super Nintendo, Game Boy, the first time I turned on a Nintendo 64 and realized games could be three-dimensional. Pokemon, PlayStation, every generation, every leap forward, I was there. But there's the thing, I wasn't just a kid who played video games. I was a kid who wanted to understand how they were made. While my friends were trying to beat the next level, I was wondering how that level was built. Then came my first computer, and with it, a whole new world. PC gaming, online communities, and eventually competitive Counter-Strike. Yeah, I played semi-professionally as a teenager, even made some money doing it, but playing wasn't enough. I wanted to create, so I started building small games for my friends. RPG Maker was my first real tool. I used to spend hours crafting stories, designing worlds, making little adventures that probably only like 3 people ever played. But it didn't matter. I was hooked on the process of making something from nothing. But that itch, the need to build, not just play, it never went away. And life has a way of pulling you into other directions. I built a career in marketing and communications. A good career, but the itch never went away. Every few months, I'd open the game engine, Godot, Unity, I'd start a project, I'd get excited, and I'd hit a wall. Then I'll just stop. Not because I didn't have ideas, I had too many ideas. The problem was execution. I could see the game in my head, but I couldn't get it out. The gap between vision and skill was just too wide. I used to get close. I'd prototype something that almost worked and then realized it would take me another 6 months of learning just to get to the next step. So I'd shelve it. Again. I have a folder on my computer full of games that never shipped. I think a lot of solo devs know exactly what it feels like. But then something shifted. Not just one thing, everything. I have reached the point in my life where the pieces finally started fitting together. The experience, the creative vision, the understanding of what makes a good game. Built over decades of playing, studying, and thinking about it. And at the same time, new tools emerged. Tools that completely changed what was possible for a single person. That barrier between having a vision and building that vision got a lot thinner. And suddenly, I could focus on what I was actually good at. The creative direction, the strategy, the game design, and use modern tools to handle the heavy lifting of the technical side. For the first time, I wasn't almost making a game. I was actually making one. And that's when I realized this isn't a hobby anymore, this could be a studio. The first game under UNNIN Games is called Guardian's Quest. It's a mobile game for iOS and Android, and it started with a simple frustration. I play mobile games and constantly think this could be so much more fun. Better mechanics, better progression, better respect for the player's time. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I think I know better than these other developers, but I kept playing the same cycle over and over. Pick a game, enjoy it for a few months, and then just not want to play it anymore. Be honest, how many games have you downloaded, played for a while, and thought, this is kind of pointless, just to delete it and download a new one, hoping that this new one would be actually fun? Or realizing the game you're playing is just way too pay to win, but you keep going because you can't abandon all the progress you've made. That bothered me a lot. So I decided to build a game I actually wanted to play. Right now, it's deep in development. The first version is built, it's running. But after getting it in front of real people, I realized it needs serious work. The core is there, but the experience isn't where it needs to be yet. So I'm doing what any stubborn developer would do. I'm tearing parts of it down and rebuilding it better, hopefully. And when it's ready, you'll be the first to know. UNNIN Games isn't just Guardian's Quest though. Hopefully it will become a studio, a one-person studio, sure, but a studio with a roadmap. After Guardian's Quest, the next project is already in the works. It's called Hold 'em Showdown. It is a PC game with a different genre, different platform, but the same philosophy. Build games that I actually want to play. But more than the games, what I'm building here is a process, a way to go from an idea to shipped product as a solo developer, and to share that entire journey publicly. Every week on this channel, I'll be documenting the real process. The wins, the failures, the ugly prototypes, the breakthrough. No polish, no pretending, just the actual work of building games. If any of this sounds interesting to you, here's what you can do. Subscribe to this channel. A new devlog drops every week. And if you want to go deeper, get early access to builds, vote on features, or just be part of the community shaping these games, the Patreon is linked below. There's also a free tier if you just want to follow along. I've spent years thinking about making games. Now I'm actually making them, and I love to have you along for the ride. This is UNNIN Games. Let's build.